Okay, so a few words about what's happening in Britain with regard to immigration. So over over my lifetime, the demographics of Britain have been transformed. When I was at school in the 70s and 80s, there was everybody was white basically. And now if you believe the latest census figures, only 30% of the capital is white. The rest basically are different ethnicities. So, and a lot of this has been achieved through immigration, although some of it has also been achieved due to the fact that the white population hasn't been breeding as fast as the non-white population. I'm not making any value judgments here at all. I'm just stating a fact. So what I want to talk about is like possible motivations for this, because human action is purposeful behaviour. You know, the fact that successive governments have presided over huge increases in the UK's population is not an accident. It's not something that's happened by chance. There's a reason for it. So before DIVC 91, what I used to think was, well, it's just straight economics. You know, at the time, one of the main drivers of the UK economy was the property market. So I just thought, well, you know, if you import more people, you're also importing more potential demand for housing, and that will drive up house prices. And therefore, to buy houses, people will have to take on bigger mortgages. And bigger mortgages means that Mr. Banker collects more mortgage interest, and over a longer period of time as well, you know, because the average length of a mortgage has been increasing. Just because the amount owed is so big, it has to be spread over a longer period of time to make it economical. The other kind of motives that I used to think was, well, if you think about a company like Tesco, they also benefit from an increase in the population, because the more people there are in Britain, the more people there will be who need to be fed, so the demand for food will go up. So Tesco will benefit through an increase in their revenues. And at the same time as well, if you bring more people into the country, then what you'll also get is an increase in the supply of labour, and you'll also get wages in real terms falling. So from the point of view of Tesco, that's pretty neat, you know, to have an increase in revenue occurring at the same time as a fall in costs. You know, that's going to create a very nice increase in their profits. You know, I also thought for companies like, you know, the utilities like British Gas and the electricity companies, they'll also benefit from an increase in the country's population. The government itself will also benefit, because if there's more people working, there'll be more people paying tax. And what that does is it gives the government a bigger pot of money to distribute to their cronies. So that's broadly speaking what I used to think was the goal of mass immigration that's been pursued by the Labour and the Conservatives and the Conservatives and Liberal Democrat coalition for, you know, as I say, like throughout my adult life. They might talk about reducing immigration, but their actions show that that stated objective was never sincere. So, what else can we say here? Well, I think what I'm noticing now is that I was wrong. Basically, I think there's another objective. There's another huge objective, and that's come to light over the last 2 years with the people coming across on the dinghies. And these people are nearly all fighting age men. And I can't help but think that there's a possibility that these people might have been brought over just to create mayhem, to create maybe even civil war, like hatred between religious groups, for example. And that then would be useful to the establishment if they can destabilise British society. they can then come in with the Hegelian dialectic, whilst we call for order in response to their problem of rioting that they created. They can come up with a solution, which is this digital police state. And I've seen some pretty shocking videos on other people's YouTube channels. I think one was called Yorkshire Rose, and it just shows documentary evidence of some of them are quite nice, some of them are flea pits, but some of them are Ibis, like 3- and 4-star hotels, being turned over to these fighting age men that have been brought over by the RNLI, rescued from their dinghies crossing the channel from that well-known unsafe country formerly known as France. So that's all I want to say really about immigration. Again, I'm not making any judgment about one race versus another. What I am doing is commenting on the fact that immigration to Britain has been very high for a very long period of time. A significant proportion of the UK population are not happy with that, because more people coming into the country, it screws over the little guy. The little guy has his wages compressed, the little guy pays more in rent, the little guy pays a higher price for the home that he wants to buy. And it's all good for the rich person. They benefited. The buy-to-let landlord benefits, the bankers benefit, the big corporations benefit. But as I say, I think there's more to it than the economics here. And I think that mass immigration has also been used to destabilise Britain and to demoralise people, to see their culture, their own culture, being thrown in the rubbish bin, basically. Because Brits, they certainly can't celebrate their own culture anymore. That's definitely a fact. So that's all that I want to say from Finland. God bless.